Growing up, I used to watch those old Shane Dawson videos where he would cover conspiracy theories. I don't watch him now. I really only watch the conspiracy theory videos. I heard he fucked a cat. My point is that I was very interested in conspiracy theories growing up. I was very interested in just theories in general. Game theory was a big part of my life, but it fascinates me how people don't like grow out of that like phase. People like actually believe that shit, you know? And I was thinking about it today. I don't know why, but I had the realization of why they're so popular, you know? I was thinking about how a lot of those conspiracy theories have an underlying theme of higher power, someone controlling us, as in the rest of the world, you know? Whether it be like lizard people running society or Area 51 and people hiding like aliens and higher powers from us, or even just the Illuminati, where there's a group of people who are controlling the rest of the world. A lot of them, either stem from the fact that there's people controlling us, or have that as like just flavor text. And it made me think about how much people really want to find just deeper meaning behind, I guess, just other people's actions, you know? You really only see conspiracy theories pop up whenever there's just something unexplainable, in the sense of like, why would this person make that decision? You know? Why would I'm trying to think of lizard people for this instance. Why would like I'll do clones. Whenever you see, what was it, Kanye West talking about how he's like, if you see me disappear and then come back, it's not me, it's a clone. And then he left and then came back and people were like different. He acted differently. Everyone was like, oh my god, it's a clone. This is like Hollywood or some big conglomerate of people trying to twist the facts and put this new version of Kanye out in order to spread an agenda or something. I don't know. But it's all about just control. It's all about just an evil entity trying to force their way of life onto everyone else. And I think it's just very interesting how people how almost all of them stem from people thinking that there's just this group of people that are controlling everything. Because that is that's like how religion works. I'm going to tie these two together very very loosely, and it's not going to make sense, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that really matters. Most religions, they rely on the fact that there's a higher power, right, that controls everything, right? There's not a lot of worship in conspiracy theories, but it's the foundational principles of higher power who is unseen, who is hidden from the public, right? Is only talked about through followers, right? And the explanation of a god or a conspiracy theory, lizard people, Illuminati, it's to help explain the unexplainable. It's to help give ease to everyday life. It's a lot easier to say, perhaps, trying to think of like Illuminati shit. It's very easy to say that, oh, yes, the government is being controlled by this elite group of people who have it in their own self interest, like BlackRock, let's say. They're trying to just like destroy the middle class, the lower class, and do all this. It's a lot easier to say that than to say, like, there's just a dickhead in office right now, you know? It's a lot easier to say God has given me like grace and has removed my tumor than it is to say, oh, I just had a malignant tumor and it went away. You know what I mean? I think I think a lot of people find comfort in conspiracy theories in the same way they find comfort in religion, in the sense that it just gives them an answer that doesn't require that much internal like research. It doesn't require any critical thinking. It doesn't require any like just just any kind of research, in like looking inward, looking outward, reading a book. It doesn't really require any of that. All you have to do is understand the basic principles. I'm just gonna keep bouncing around different conspiracy theories for right now because I don't have a one I can. I don't have one I can get clear examples out of. Let's say Area 51. Whenever that meme was pretty big, the whole concept is that there's a bunch of alien shit over there and they're trying to hide it from everyone else, right? One, that doesn't make any fucking sense. All right, if I were to hide aliens, if I were to hide alien technology or artifacts or whatever, I probably wouldn't even have it be known to the public as anything. I probably wouldn't even have it known as Area 51. All right, it would probably not be Area anything. I wouldn't give it a fucking name. But it's an explanation in that area to like give ease to those to like yeah, yeah, there's aliens over there or something. They're like doing tech on UFOs. That's just how that makes no fucking sense, right? But it's an easy answer to give instead of actually explaining what's going on, you know? It's very easy to say, "Oh, that like saucer in the air." I'm trying to think. I remember seeing like a BuzzFeed Unsolved video talking about like a weather balloon thing that went down in Nevada and everyone thought it was a UFO. It's a lot easier to say it's a fucking alien than to actually look at the evidence and say, "Oh, it's a broken weather balloon," you know? I think the concept of a lot of older people being into conspiracy theories as well as being into religion is also very fascinating to me. I don't see a lot of people my age, let's say 30 or younger. I'm not 30, I'm 20, but 30 or younger. You don't see a lot of those people into conspiracy theories as much, or at least not anymore. Again, I was very into them growing up. I thought the Bermuda Triangle was going to be a lot more of a pressing matter in my life. Yet here I am, not in the fucking ocean, right? It's a lot easier to say, what was it, Malaysia something, some three number variation. It's a lot easier to say that that plane like went down in the Bermuda Triangle. I don't even know if those connected. Like that plane went missing. It's a lot easier to say, oh, they got abducted or some shit than to say like, oh, it just fucking flew in the ocean or something. I don't know. They're dead. Who cares? Let's move on. You see what I'm kind of getting at though? I think conspiracy theories are just very interesting in concept, but to see people like actually believe them and to really like put their faith into how believable they are, I think that's a little ridiculous. I feel like at the end of the day, conspiracy theories are really only meant to one give just a simple answer, but also just to be entertaining. It's a lot more of an like interesting thought experiment to say, oh yeah, man, there's like an elite group controlling the world, than it is to say like, oh, it's just some fucking billionaires who are assholes. You know what I mean? That's a lot like it's a lot more interesting to think it's like a cult and to think it's they're all wearing hoods and they sacrifice goats and they meet in secret twice a year than it is to say, yeah, it's just some old fucking white guys who are just assholes, you know? It's more interesting. Same way as religion gives like makes life a little bit more interesting by saying, "Oh yeah, no, if there's like heaven and you can better yourself to achieve that level after death and there's so much comfort in it." The two concepts, they're very similar on paper. In practice obviously there's a lot of differences, but I think just in the base principles of the both of them both, it's like the understanding and the belief of something in order to make life more understandable. And I think that's interesting. I didn't have anything to talk about today. I just thought about this. If you thought this was cool, fuck you. Thank you.